On the planet Valeth, silence meant danger. Not the absence of sound, but the absence of response. I learned that the hard way the night I forgot humans weren't the only species who could hear thoughts. And the moment I realized what I had done, she was already staring at me. Frozen. Silent. The world that listens. Valeth was not like Earth. The sky wasn't blue. It shimmered in gradients of teal and violet, shifting like living silk. The cities weren't built. They were grown. Towering structures curved upward like glass trees, threaded with bioluminescent veins pulsing with energy. And the people, the Valari, didn't just communicate with words. They resonated. When I first arrived as part of the Interstellar academic exchange program, I was briefed extensively. Valari possess low-level empathic reception, Commander Ilian explained during orientation. They cannot read structured thoughts, but strong emotional projections can be perceived. Like telepathy? I asked. Not exactly. More like emotional leakage.
Great.
As if humans weren't already complicated enough. That's when I met her. Her name was Serial. She was assigned as my cultural interpreter, small by Valari standards, with silver-toned skin that caught the light like polished metal. Her eyes were wide and reflective, layered with faint luminous rings that shifted when she experienced emotion. She moved carefully, spoke precisely, and rarely showed more than a faint ripple of expression. "You are thinking too loudly," she told me on our first day. I didn't say anything. You did not need to. That was Valeth. Thoughts had weight here. And I was apparently clumsy with mine. 2. The problem with humans. Over the next few weeks, Serial guided me through Valari customs. They valued composure, clarity, mental discipline. Emotional surges were considered destabilizing, not shameful, but powerful. Something to be managed carefully. Humans, on the other hand, were walking emotional earthquakes. You experience feelings rapidly, Serial observed one afternoon as we walked along a suspended crystal bridge. That's accurate. You also verbalize them without filtration. That's called honesty. It is called unpredictability. I laughed. She did not. You joke frequently, she said. It helps. With what? Everything. She studied me with that steady, assessing gaze. You mask uncertainty with humor. You're very observant. It is my task. And yet, despite her formality, I began to notice something subtle. When I laughed, the outer ring of her eyes glowed faintly. When I grew frustrated, her posture shifted, attentive, alert. She might not read thoughts exactly, but she felt them, and I wondered how much of me she sensed. 3. The night of the Aurora storm. The incident happened during the Aurora Convergence, a rare atmospheric event unique to Valeth. Streams of charged particles descended through the upper atmosphere, creating radiant curtains of light across the sky. The entire city gathered on elevated platforms to observe. Serial and I stood on the western terrace overlooking the valley of luminous spires. "This is important to your people?" I asked. "It marks renewal cycles," she replied. "Energy realignment." The sky began to shimmer. Bands of color rippled overhead, gold, violet, electric blue. It was breathtaking. "You're staring," she said softly. "Can you blame me? You have seen auroras on your world. Nothing like this." The lights intensified, casting shifting reflections across her silver skin. And that's when the thought entered my mind. Unfiltered, unrestrained. She looks unreal under this light. It wasn't profound. It wasn't strategic. Just honest.
I didn't intend to say it.
But I did. Out loud. "You look unreal under this light." The words left my mouth before I could stop them. And the moment they did, Serial froze.
Completely.
Her eyes widened slightly. The luminous rings around her pupils flared bright, then dimmed. Silence enveloped us, despite the murmuring crowd around the terrace. I felt the shift instantly.
What?
I asked, panic rising. She didn't answer. She simply stared at me. Still.
Silent.
And on Valeth, silence meant something was very wrong. 4. The weight of projection. Serial? I tried again. Finally, she spoke. You did not shield the thought. What? You projected it. I just said it. You felt it first. Her voice was controlled, but something beneath it trembled. I don't understand. The aurora amplifies empathic reception, she said quietly. Emotions resonate more intensely. My stomach dropped. You felt it? Yes. And that's bad. She looked away briefly, something she rarely did. Compliments are not casual on Valeth.
Oh.
Oh no. What does it mean? I asked carefully. It implies focused admiration. Well, yeah. She turned back to me sharply. You confirm it? I wasn't lying. The luminous rings around her eyes pulsed again, brighter this time. You speak without calculation. That seems to be a pattern. Humans are reckless. I was just being honest, and honesty carries consequence. Her voice was no longer steady. There was something else there. Something I couldn't quite name. Then I felt it. A faint pressure at the edge of my mind, like standing too close to a humming power field. Her emotions.
Strong.
Unshielded. You're feeling something too, I said softly. She inhaled sharply. That is not relevant. It is to me. The cultural divide. The following day, I was summoned. Not by Serial. By the Volari Cultural Council. 3 elders stood within a chamber of translucent crystal, their presence calm but imposing. You projected directed admiration toward a liaison, one stated. I gave a compliment. You amplified emotional resonance during a convergence. I didn't know. That does not negate impact. I resisted the urge to joke. Barely. Is she in trouble? I asked instead. A pause. She is destabilized. The word struck harder than I expected. What does that mean? Her emotional equilibrium is disrupted.